important task for teachers. These plans will direct where the class will go and what the students will learn. But creating a lesson plan is not an easy task. Teachers have to take many steps to ensure that their lesson plans do their job. An effective lesson plan starts with appropriate and clearly written objectives. They are all page 32. The first step a teacher must take is to decide what they will be teaching. After the lesson is decided, you have to research about the topic to make sure you actually know what you are talking about. Then you have to decide how you are going to teach the lesson. You also have to make sure the information is organized. Finally, you have to check over and revise your plan to make sure everything is in order. For any new teachers, they have courses available that you can take, instructional or curriculum planning, to help teachers learn to lesson plan. Mukuchian, 1980. Using a lesson plan helps you narrow down the focus of your lesson plan of what you are going to teach. Deciding on a certain topic will also make sure you get your point across to the students. If you try to work too much into one lesson plan, the students will not know what is important anymore. One feeling you do not want your students to have during class is feeling overwhelmed because they are trying to retain too much information at once. Overall, this is beneficial because it helps you, as the teacher, focus on the daily topic rather than the whole subject. A lesson plan helps you come prepared for class. It not only helps you learn more about the topic you are teaching, but it also prepares you for any questions that your students may have to ask you. Researching for your lesson plans will help you learn more about the topic you will be teaching, and it may possibly refresh your memory. As a teacher, you do not want to believe you have covered everything, and then a student asks you a question which you are unable to answer. Not only would this humiliate you, but it would also more likely than cause the students to lose faith in you as the teacher and make them feel as if you do not know what you are talking about. Depending on what grade you teach, the students will believe that you should know much more than you actually do. This is why a lesson plan is vitally important to the effectiveness and preparedness for teachers. Lesson plans can help you determine the best way of teaching your lesson. Some lessons may be taught by a simple lecture. Others may be easier taught by something like a PowerPoint or other presentations. When you do decide on how to teach your lesson plan, you want to make sure the students are taught in a way that will keep them from getting easily bored in class. If you do not decide on the right teaching method, all of your previous hard work will simply go to waste. You can also decide on any supporting teaching material. Some topics may be easier to teach if you have extra sources. Things like poster boards, PowerPoints, or videos could help you get your lesson across. With planning your lesson out ahead, you can use the right tools to teach your subject. It may take some time to figure out which lesson plan works best for your class. The best choice will depend on a few factors. Those factors include the subject you are teaching and also the class size. Both of these will determine what the best way to teach is. A teacher can tailor-make their lesson plans to suit the needs of their students, as well as the class period. With a lesson plan, if something interrupts the class, such as bad weather or a fire drill that makes you adjourn the class early, then you will know what is left that you still need to cover for that next class period. Lesson plans can also help with aiding to make tests and quizzes for your class. When a teacher uses lesson plans to help create tests and quizzes, all the information is right there in front of you. This helps the teacher because then you know what your expectations are to come out of your students from what you taught them from your lessons. If you do not know what you covered, then you will not know what your students are capable of from taking your class. Lesson plans are a required work form for teachers. Whether or not a teacher wants to create a lesson plan for their class is not always their choice. Many school districts require teachers to have their lesson plans approved by a committee. A lot of students are required to take tests every few weeks to check to see if they are understanding the curriculum taught to them. Some of these tests include the LEAP test, the Iowa test, and the EOC test. As stated by Heidi Kraft and Paul D. Bland in their book about ensuring that the lesson plan teaches the curriculum, schools are held more accountable now more than ever before in terms of student learning and achievement. Using a lesson plan helps make sure that you are teaching according to state and district curriculum. When teachers are able to create their own lesson plan, it means that they have taken a giant step toward owning the content they teach and the methods they use. Kislik, 2010. Although there are many different ways to create these lesson plans, they all have the same purpose. no matter if it is through pure lecture or a slideshow. A lesson plan is a way for teachers to teach students what they need to know and to ultimately be more organized. Oh my God, I messed up right on that.